Welcome back to the #1 podcast in the world. We're your hosts, Chase Demore.
And Gabrielle Moses.
And today we got a slew of topics to talk about, from leaks to cyber attacks to Twitch streamers to
and terrible divorces and marriages.
Terrible divorces and marriages. You know, all the stuff you can expect in life, only here on Unscripted, where we talk about all the things that nobody else wants to talk about.
Exactly. We talk about the tea first, and it might not make everybody happy, but we also have some crazy X stories to tell you guys about as well, because you guys eat that up.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to, dunk Moses' head in the toilet anytime soon, but...
what does that have to do with anything?
No arguments on today's podcast. We'll hopefully get through this whole thing. But the first topic that I want to cover today is, what is her name? Bobby, how do you say it?
Alcoff?
Alcoff?
Is that how you say
Alcoff?
it? Alcoff.
Alcoff.
Altoff. Altoff.
Okay, let me talk about AI and what it has done for society, and how all of a sudden that there's now leaks of this girl all over the internet. She's going through a divorce. Drake somehow is a part of this, and I'm just...
Not Drake.
Why is Drake somehow always involved in the social media influencer space? Dude's a multi-100 Grammy nominated rapper, R&B
And he
singer.
ended someone's marriage because of a podcast.
To be fair, I ain't having Drake on this podcast. Drake,
I mean, after his leaks came out.
Yeah. All of that. All of a sudden, his leaks are out. Bobby's leaks are out. Aiden Ross's leaks are out.
Nobody's safe.
Like it's like a whole lot of dicks just on Twitter. Like it's insane. It's absolutely insane. And like, here's the thing: is like, do you think that they just do it just to get clicks?
I think the AI thing was for clicks. I don't think she made it herself, Bobby, but I think maybe it was even someone in her team that did it. Because
why wouldn't they though?
Why wouldn't?
Why wouldn't she want to do it for free?
Because it's her body image, and that's out there. Like, yes, it's fake and it's AI.
So it's not really her.
Yeah, so it's not her, but that's still embarrassing. Like, as me, if there's fake pictures of me out there that weren't really me, I'd be uncomfortable.
I just feel like...
And she has kids. That's the other thing. She has kids.
So the AI probably did her a favor, to be fair.
No, she has 2 kids. That's not a favor. Imagine your kid coming home from school when they're in 4th grade or something. Hey, Mom.
I think you missed my point there. If you have 2 kids, the AI is probably doing her a favor.
Oh, you're saying it probably made her look better.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're telling me that you got to be the peak of relevancy, basically, without really having to show yourself, and you basically got all of the clout for your nudes being leaked, but it wasn't really even your nudes.
Yeah, but still, you have to think about everything surrounding this. She got big because her podcast and the controversy. Then her marriage ends because of that said podcast. And now these fake leaks are coming out too. Imagine in her personal...
Wait. The marriage ended because of the podcast?
Yeah, because okay, what I read online, who knows, it's online, you never know what's true. But one of the biggest parts was because of that podcast made the ex-husband feel so uncomfortable.
I don't understand.
Because the allegations that were happening during the podcast.
What allegations, though?
It was said that she got with Drake, and then there's a snippet of something that he wouldn't delete somewhere. But again,
it just doesn't seem like that's Drake's type.
I know it doesn't.
She's just a very mid
girl next door.
Not even a girl next door. She's the girl that works at Walmart. A very mediocre looking girl. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying all this stuff. Imagine her personal life right now. Everything is crashing and burning. Her podcast kind of relevancy went down. I mean, now it's probably up again because the CGI leaks. But
wait, her podcast relevancy dropped?
Yeah, after the Drake thing, and then after. She stopped doing her whole bit with the sarcasm and whatnot, and she became normal for a little bit, and people did not care.
That's not her feng shui. That's if I went on there and I was trying to be genuine towards a female, it was just not my brand. You know what
Exactly,
I mean?
And that's what she was just trying to be genuinely herself, and people weren't watching her podcast anymore. And then all this leaks came out, all the stuff about the divorce. So I don't know.
Who is she married to?
I don't know, some guy with brown hair.
Exactly. So you're telling me that this girl basically got famous because she got in front of a camera and just started asking and interviewing people, started a podcast, and completely thought that she had made it, and then tried to change her whole niche and switch it to how everybody else runs their podcast, and now her relevancy died, and all of a sudden there's leaks out about her?
Yeah. You think it was someone on the team?
Seems sus to me. I feel like if my relevancy was dying, I'm posting dick too. I don't know.
Chase, that's not the answer to everything. The answer is not to post. I cannot.
No, I mean, I'm serious. It's just like in my head, I think like I've never listened to this girl's podcast before, and I'm sure she runs a great
tried
podcast,
to.
second best podcast in the world outside of mine, of course.
Yeah.
But you know, I've never really seen this girl's podcast, so it's like for me to think like this girl got famous because she started something on the internet, as most do, and then relevancy starts dying out. She needs to spark that up.
I tried to listen to the new her podcast, like the Drake episode, and there's one other one I tried listening to. I couldn't listen. It was just so monotone, which is her style. I'm not knocking her, but like I just couldn't listen to it. I was like getting bored.
You know what she does? She goes, oh, so
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, like super monotone. It's like a joke that she doesn't know who they are, and she just acts like she's like sleepy.
I just want to know where this girl got her connections from in the first place.
I would love to know too. I think it was like a $300 bet or something, and she put it because she had followers, like a few followers beforehand, and then she put it on her story, like, "Oh, can anyone get me in contact with Drake?" And literally, she paid someone $300, and they knew a connection to Drake. Or maybe that was something else, but I think that's what it was.
Hold on, for $300 I could talk to Drake?
It was this was like a very weird, interesting, like bet connection thing, I think.
But how do you convince Drake to go on this podcast, though? That's where I'm like lost still.
I think she just got really lucky.
Hey,
Maybe
listen.
that's why the husband broke up with her. Like, how'd she get Drake on?
Okay, now we're asking the right questions. Guys, listen, like, if I'm a nobody and I don't have anything, I have a couple 100,000 followers, and I'm a very mediocre, mid-looking girl, hey, Drake, can you come sit on my podcast so I can pretend not to know who you are, talk monotone to you, and it's gonna go super viral? Also, we're gonna do it on my bed. Do you think that Drake's on the other end like, yo, bro, like, sure. There's got to be something.
Like, let's do this.
There's got to be some middle man in there. People aren't asking these type of questions. That's the problem.
I saw a TikTok about this, but I don't know if I'm remembering the TikTok correctly. So that's why I'm like, I think that's what it was, though.
You don't think that what do you mean the TikTok wasn't?
I've watched so many TikToks about random things. I don't know if I'm putting the $300 bet thing with the right thing, but I think that's what it was, and that's how Drake got on it.
Well, like my whole thing is like outside of Bobby or whatever the hell her name is and her divorce. I don't know what's going on with those kids. There's just like
there's 2 kids involved.
They got the McBrooms having a divorce for like pretty soon. I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna go on Love Is Blind. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna get to the altar.
90 Day Fiancé?
No. We gotta stick to Netflix. We're gonna get to the altar. I'm gonna tell him I cheated with her best friend, and then I'm gonna leave.
That's so toxic, Chase.
It's extremely toxic, but hey,
look. Your personality.
Listen, if I wanted some clicks, you know, some hearts got to get broken.
Gotta do what you gotta do for the views. Gotta stay relevant.
It just seems to me that like you got Austin McBroom going through the divorce, you got this Bobby girl going through the divorce, you got Drake's dick on the internet, you got Aiden Ross cutting off Neon because Sam and all that bull crap. You got, you know, first of all, I'm gonna even go into that. I don't know if you saw.
I don't follow any Twitch or streamers.
Well, he's a Kick streamer.
I'm sorry,
Relax. Like, last weekend, they had some boxing matches, some kick fights. They're trying to do the whole Misfits boxing thing with Kick streamers. The most unprofessional, unsafe, unsanctioned event I've ever. They had unsanctioned. They had a whole boxing venue, right? They had Aiden Ross's security guard playing referee. Right? We had kids, it's the same kids that are on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, talking about how they can box and trying to give boxing tips and everybody knows how to box. And then I was watching kids get in the ring. I saw a kid got his ass beat so bad in the first round, he was on all fours trying to crawl up the ring.
Okay,
that shit is so unsafe. It's not legal. And now all these Twitch streamers out there are endangering the general population of viewers that watch them. That's why I started my own. I'm getting back into streaming now. I'm gonna show these young kids how the OGs do it. All right, you know, at 26 years old, I plan on being the biggest streamer in like the next 2-3 months.
I believe in you.
Oh, you just watch, and then
I believe in you.
I'm gonna go to Mars and all that stuff. I'm gonna beat Elon Musk there too.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's really unsafe though.
It's extremely unsafe.
That's not legal. It literally does not sound legal. They must have signed like some sort of waiver or something, because I don't see how that's.
I will say a lot of things about Aiden Ross. Here's the thing. My experiences with him have always been cool. Every time I see him, he says hi. Second thing with him is I just recently watched a TikTok where he was getting out of his Tesla truck, and he was very busy. He was late to the restaurant. I think he was going to Prime Steakhouse somewhere in Miami.
Oh, he lives in Miami?
Yes, I think they all live in Miami, to be fair. But he was getting out of his truck, and there was a dad there with his kids, and the dad was asking, can you take the photos and do this, X, Y, and Z? And Aiden didn't have to say yes. He did.
Aw.
He took the photos, he put us up, he went to the restaurant, and he left something in his car, so he came back out. The dad's like, hey, can I FaceTime my kid so he can say hi to you? And we all know that that's really awkward, and it takes freaking forever. You don't know if they're gonna pick up the phone. The kid didn't pick up the phone, and then Aiden was like, you know what? He didn't pick up the phone. Go ahead and take like a video and send it to him. You know, like that type of stuff. You know,
nice.
yes, it is very nice. And like, here's the thing: is like I feel like, and I feel for him. Like sometimes you just don't really want to do that. You don't really have to do that. But I think I'm glad that I will say that he does think about his audience and he does care about his fans. But at the same time, the boxing event, like that was like you can't just have these same people, like signing up, like, hey, I'm gonna go.
So these were just normal, everyday people that were signing up to
Oh
games,
yeah,
or
oh yeah.
boxing?
Oh, there was I posted the clip.
Yeah, I know, because you were watching it.
Yeah, I did like a react to it, and I saw this kid basically, like, look at him. He's just like basically like running, like he dropped. He's trying to crawl, just getting his ass beat, right? Getting his ass beat, and then I fast forward this. Look at his face. These are just the kids that are just showing up in the comment section, talking crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and send it to you. So
Yeah,
you can
send
put
it
right
to
here.
me and I'll clip it in.
But like, these are the kids that are just showing up, trying to support Aiden's event.
Oh, if I was their mother, I'd be so mad at my kid for
Exactly.
being one of those kids who hopped in the ring for attention.
He had a line out the door before it even started. It was just like a messy situation. Like, what's going on here?
That's just not safe. And again, he did the same thing in New York.
Eddie.
Yeah, remember in New York, he was like, oh, I'm going to do a PS5 giveaway or whatever?
No, that was Kai Sanat.
Oh, that was Kai?
That was Kai.
I thought that was Aiden Ron. Okay,
No,
see?
Kai's not. He's like, Kai, he's friends with, Choco. He's been on the podcast, Kai, he just won Streamer of the Year again, back to back, and he's one of the biggest Twitch. He's a Twitch streamer, not a kick. Won Streamer of the Year. He had that whole thing where he was gonna do PS5 giveaway in New York City, but the problem is like these kids migrate so much towards like these streamers because they just like to watch what they do. It's basically like a giant popularity contest in high school. That's how the world works now. It's like when we were in high school, everybody was just there in person, doing your thing in person. When the popular kid had some house party or something.
I don't know. Some popular kids at my high school did YouTube. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Anyways. But like, he's having, now you have like this mass quantity of like people that are showing up to attend these events, and it's causing harm. People are getting stomped out. People are getting trampled. There's fights.
People are getting punched in the face.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you compare that? Well, let's look at, obviously we know what happened in Kansas City at the parade.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about,
sad.
Yeah, an NFL Super Bowl winning team goes back to celebrate. Now there's shootings. Now there's fights. Now,
no, that was terrifying.
That's the scale of the NFL. This is one guy. Yeah. Now imagine, Gab, let me send you on a little trip here. Imagine now they do like a Super Bowl of these streamers.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
A Super Bowl of streamers. Like, I know the Sidemen did that charity football match in England last year and it sold out. Imagine if they do that over in the U.S. Imagine what type of irreparable damage that can cause.
That's so scary to even think about because I'm from Missouri. All my friends were in Kansas City at the shooting. And like, I was messaging every single person that I knew was in Kansas City saying, are you safe? Are you good? Like, how are you? Because like, that's terrifying. I can't imagine if it's like on the level of like streamers as well. Because then it's not even a target of older people. Because let's think about it. It's dads and like older people too who are interested in football. But then it's the youth whenever you bring in all the streamers and whatnot. Yep. And so imagine if one stupid kid wants attention. It could even be something as fake. It could be something fake, like a firework or something. But these days, like, you don't know what is going to happen. And like, I think it's sad too, because now at all these events, there's going to be increased security. And next year, if there's another parade, people are going to be like, oh, remember when? Like, remember last year what happened? And people aren't going to be as safe. They're not going to have as much fun because you're going to be paranoid. I don't know. It's just sad.
It's the problem. It's only a problem here in the United States because we have like, anybody can basically get access to a gun. And like, I'm not here to debate, pro gun control and non-gun control and all that crap. All I'm saying is it's like, I think that it's starting to negate from being able to celebrate certain things with, like how you would want to celebrate things. Like, there's no reason. I went to the Super Bowl. I was there. It was, I'm going to post a clip here of the streaker. There was a streaker. Then I filmed this video of him, getting tackled and his boy up top.
Was there a lot of security getting into the Super Bowl?
There was, to be fair, not as much as you would think. Like, I was sitting there thinking it was going to be like, because it's a national holiday essentially. And I would say like it's almost bigger watching the Super Bowl at home than it is in person. Because in person, like, it was cool. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and like, you know, like, I never thought I'd be at a Super Bowl, but like, just being there, I'm just like, this is not that much different from a regular NFL football game. Like, I would say when we went to the Kansas City Chiefs game when they played the Dallas Cowboys a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, when we went, that was so fun.
Almost the exact same feeling.
Really?
Like, you go through security when you pull up in your car. Then you scan your tickets, you walk through a little metal detector, and then you go to your seat and you sit down, you enjoy it. It's a little bit of an extended halftime because they put on the show. But other than that, it was just a sold out NFL game. It was nothing, like, I think the only memento that they get, like, you don't get anything special for it. The only thing I got was
the lanyard.
I got a lanyard that lit up at halftime for Usher somehow, you know,
no offense,
finessing
I
other.
think it's overrated and it's a bragging right.
100%.
So it's like going to Coachella, but it's for football. Like
I would say Coachella is more fun.
Well, you're paying thousands of dollars for a ticket that would normally be like a few $100 or something. And it's just bragging rights.
Right.
Like, I know some people love the Chiefs. There are a lot of diehard, actually, some of my friends went from back home because they're diehard Chiefs fans. Like, I get that. But like everyone else who went, it was literally LA just went to Las Vegas. And they're, if your person went to Las Vegas for the Super Bowl, know that they're not yours. Did you see everyone posting that?
You know, to be fair too, here's the thing with that is like being in Vegas, it was the exact same as being in LA. Like that weekend, it was like you took Miami and LA and you put them together and you put them in Vegas because like I saw everybody that I knew. I saw my friends who live in Miami. I saw my friends that I see every day. And like there was, you know, here's the thing is like, unless you were a part of like a particular group, you really weren't getting into any club.
Oh yeah, unless you were an influencer, like you already, no, I agree, because there's lists going out like weeks before.
You're not getting into any venue, any club, you're not getting into any party, you're not, unless you know somebody, you were gonna go to Vegas and have probably the worst weekend of your life, because then the stakes of gambling were like shot through the roof. I think I blew like $1,000.
No, you did not.
But I always take only $1,000 to Vegas when I go, because I go like
at least it was
a year. You know, and I stop at that. And it's just like, it's like the odds are all in Vegas' favor because Vegas has to look at it as like a money margin.
Well, did you see the thing about the streaker? What came out about that? He bet $50,000 that there was going to be a streaker.
And paid $10,000 for the ticket to get in.
And paid $10,000 to get in. Ended up making $378,000. Only got fined $2,000 for streaking.
Yeah.
So look at that.
Because he didn't get naked. He was just shirtless and ran the field.
He was just shirtless. So then it was literally he netted $350,000. He said, "I'm gonna take this into my own hands."
And then and the crazy thing, I don't even know. That's got to be some sort of illegal. That's got to be insider trading at some point. Actually, it doesn't even really matter because he came up big, and grats to him. But like, let me tell you, the rest of the time in Vegas, the rooms alone, I don't know how anybody afforded to go there.
So expensive.
Because we looked at the rooms.
Yeah.
Rooms were like running like $2,000
for the most basic. No, I'd say it was like $1,200 to $1,400 for the most basic room. Like, I think the only rooms that you could get like the night before were literally like Circus or like New York, like, and even those rooms that are usually like $50 a night. $1,000.
Yeah, it's sickening, and it was cold. It rains. You couldn't really be outside. Really it was freezing. Couldn't even go outside, and it was like, it's like, you know, you're gonna get what you get out of Vegas. Like
it's Vegas.
It's Vegas. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's not Miami. So like, you know what I mean?
It's not warm.
You're not outside partying like everybody is. Everything you do is always at an indoor venue.
Yeah.
Inflation. Because the Super Bowl, so they're running up the price of everything.
Were drinks expensive?
That's what I'm saying. Like you were
how much were the drinks at Super Bowl?
You're not paying for that. Like that was probably the cheapest thing. If the stadium drinks are the cheapest shit that you're paying for in Super Bowl weekend, you got a problem with other things because stadium drinks are extremely overpriced.
Yeah, they're like $16 for like an 8-ounce.
Right. So now think about this. Like it goes back to what I said. Unless you know, like, why would a normal person want to go to Vegas during? Not even Vegas. Why would a normal person want to go to any Super Bowl?
Or like saving up your money for months at a time and blowing it.
Yeah, it's like I would not have gone if I didn't get to go for free.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I considered it. I sent it to you. I was like, am I stupid if I pay X amount of dollars to do this?
And
you're
I
like,
said,
absolutely not. You could go sit at a bar and watch.
No, guys, I went off on Chase because he was considering paying this ridiculous amount of money for a ticket. And as soon as you said that to me, I was like, seriously, do not do that. Like, one, that's a crazy amount of money. Two, okay, it's a game. You're going to see it better on TV. 3.
And you do.
Yeah.
Most of the time I was watching the game on the Jumbotron.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I was like, okay, you got to think about everything here. Like, are you going to be really happy at the end of the day that you spent thousands for a dumb ticket?
Yeah, it's a collective whole. And like,
stupid.
On top of that, are you okay? Like, let's just say, let me do the averages on this. Just to say, you pay $10,000 for the ticket to the Super Bowl, then you're paying like another $2,000 for the weekend in food.
You spent $2,000 on food?
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. Is like you have to comprehend like, unless you're eating at McDonald's which is the line is probably
really long during Super Bowl.
You're eating at Komodo. You're eating at Gordon Ramsay. You're eating at
Yeah, Hell's Kitchen.
And it's just like, we've ate at these places, and it's already expensive. So now you add that there's a festival, there's a Super Bowl. Like this summer, we'll be going to the Paris Olympics.
Yeah.
Right? So we have already been to Paris once.
Yeah,
now imagine like how expensive the first time we went to Paris was. Mm-hmm. Now I want you to take that exact same bill that we went, was it last year, 2 years ago, whatever.
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago when we were in Paris. Now compare that bill to what it's going to be when we go into the
Yeah, and I remember the hotel room in Paris. Even then, I want to say it was like $400-ish a night. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine what it's about to be during the Olympics.
Right.
And you want to bring my little sister because she's a swimmer, which is very thoughtful of you.
Regardless, I'm a faster swimmer than her anyways.
You're not going to be...
It's more of like a premise so she can see what actual athletes look like.
Guys, backstory. Chase and my little sister have a bet because my little sister is a D1 athlete at NC State. She's a swimmer. They have a bet that Chase thinks he can beat her in a 100-meter freestyle. I'm like, Chase, you don't understand. There's technique in swimming. Like, you have to know how to, like, not even bounce off the walls, like, do the flip turns or whatever. Chase wholeheartedly thinks that he can beat my little sister in swimming. They still haven't raced, and this bet was actually made, like 2.5 years ago while we were in Maui. Actually, where the fires were. We were literally right there where the fires were.
Was that then?
Yeah, that was then. It's literally on my YouTube video. It was that time that you and Cassie bet because we were walking around the town and she FaceTimed us and she was making fun of you for something. And then you're like, do you want to bet?
Okay, well, regardless, we're not even talking about
your
sister. The next topic I want to talk about is recently on my TikTok, I've been telling a lot of dating stories. And some of them involve, some of my ex-girlfriend, which everybody seems to enjoy those type of stories. And some of them involve, dates I've gone on recently, dates I've been on in the past. And one of the stories I was telling about is how about the date on Valentine's Day with the girl I met in Vegas, and we're on the date, and I show up there, and her girlfriend shows up. Did you watch this story?
Yeah, I saw it.
All right. So I'm on a date, and I'm having a great time. For those of you who haven't seen, a little backtrack, met this girl in Vegas, super nice girl, whatever. She's like, let's link when we get back to LA. I'm like, absolutely, right? So I go and I pick up, my Valentine's Day balloons and my flowers and stuff like that, and I go on the date with this girl. We're sitting there having a great breakfast, great time of my life. My boy comes over, he works at this restaurant that we're at. He goes, yo, bro, there's a lady out front. She's like, trying to talk to whoever you're with. She seems pretty upset. I'm like, I'm kind of like in the middle of something, bro. I don't got time for this, right? And so I was like, if she wants to talk, like, I'm going to get up and use the bathroom. She could go and deal with that. The girl I was with, she was like, all right, cool. Like, I already have an idea of who it is. We'll talk about this later. So I got up to use the bathroom. When I came back there, the girl was sitting in my seat. She was like, yo, bro, we're married. Like, we live together. And I'm like,
You're like, that would have been good info to know.
Right. I'm like, happy Valentine's Day. Like, what? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. She pulls me aside. She's like, hey, listen, we're going through like a really rocky spot in our relationship right now. We're kind of trying to see other people. It's not really fair to you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting here going like, did you bring me on a date and then tell your girl or whoever the hell you live with that you were on a date and where our location was, and then you purposely put me in an incriminating and awkward situation? I got in my car and drove straight home. Balloons in the back and everything. It was insane, absolutely insane. I give up on anybody in this city.
I have a better one.
What was your better one?
So it was my birthday.
It's happy
birthday. I told you this story. It was my 19th birthday. It was midnight, and the guy that I was with at the time, I thought, silly goose little me, not young and naive. You know what? I thought he was gonna call me.
When was this?
My 19th birthday. The night before my 19th birthday. I thought
Did you have a boyfriend when you were 19?
Yes. That's because it's happened.
Yes.
Anyways, So my 19th birthday rolls around. It's like 12:30 at night, and I was like, huh. Like,
12:30, like as your birthday.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Like your birthday's
I
gone.
thought it'd be, no, like the night turning into my birthday.
Okay, so we're 30 minutes into your birthday
Yeah,
now.
30 minutes into my
sick.
birthday.
All right.
You know what? I just thought I'd be getting this birthday call or like birthday text. And I wait a little bit. I wait 10 minutes. Okay, it's 12:10. Then it's like 12:30, and I'm like
12:30.
Huh. Like I just thought midnight.
She's putting up a fake watch at this point.
Because I know he's awake.
Oh, he's
and I know
awake.
he's with his friends.
Oh.
And so I'm like, oh, this is weird. I'm just going to call him. I call him, and a girl answers his phone. I wish I was lying right now. I'm not. So girl answers his phone, and I'm like, I thought you were out with your guy friends. Like, let's be for real. And I could
Might be so for real.
And I could hear the music in the bathroom. I could hear like there's tons of people around. And I'm like, who's this? And then she's like, no, like I can't really hear or understand. And then she hangs up on me. I'm like, hold the freaking phone. It is my birthday. And then I get a text message, oh, sorry, so-and-so's cousin picked up my phone.
So-and-so's cousin picked up my phone is insane.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. I trust him. I believed him.
Right.
I honestly, to this day, I don't think I think it was someone's cousin. Like, I don't think it was anything sus. Maybe that's me being naive. Whatever. The next day,
this guy has manipulated you into the future.
It gets
it's
way
insane.
better. It gets better. It gets better. So the next day is my birthday party. I'm 19. It's my last teenage year. This birthday party had been set in stone for at least like a week and a half, 2 weeks. So everyone knew about the plans. Everyone knew the time to show up, whatever. This person does not show up. My boyfriend that I was dating at the time, I'm like, it's my birthday, dude. Like, come on. Like, you can show up. Like, I know you don't like my sorority sisters, like, whatever. I know, like, sometimes you're busy, but, like, it's my birthday. Like, come on, buddy.
That's insane.
Like, just show up. So then I start crying because he's not showing up, and like all my sorority sisters are there, all of my college friends are there, and like one of my friends literally let us use her house because I was staying in the dorms. I didn't have a place to have it.
Right.
Anyways, it gets to the point like I'm crying. My sorority sisters start calling him, telling him off. Like, you are such a crappy person.
You got the friends calling.
Yeah, my like 2 or 3 of my friends were calling. Like,
so we on go. We on go.
It's her birthday. So then he finally rolls up like 2 hours late.
2 hours late. So what time is this now?
Well, it was like a daytime party.
Okay, daytime.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like not that late. It's maybe like 4 o'clock, whatever. He finally rolls up. He's just pissed off that he has to be there. And
he's mad that he's got to be at his girlfriend's birthday.
Yeah. He's just like mad that he had to be there, and like he was just not.
This guy got little man syndrome.
And then, well, it's because he was so violently hungover from the night before. And I'm like, bro, you knew my birthday was the next day. It's the same day every year. We've been together.
Well, at least you have your sister to share it with.
Yeah. No, one of my sorority sisters too. We share the same birthday. And so we were both celebrating. I'm like, okay, you can leave. Like, you can just leave. So he was there maybe 10 minutes and then left.
You know what's crazy is I almost don't even blame the guy because I hung out with you on your birthday last year and I spent $800 on 2 bites of food.
That was on a birthday dinner though. That was on a birthday dinner.
I found this really fancy restaurant. We should go. Sure, it's your birthday. I'm gonna treat you nice. Let's go eat somewhere good. Thinking you go pick like.
I picked a Michelin star place.
Oh, I'm like, all right, cool.
Okay, but this is when I was 19 and
They're like, we got like a sampling platter for you. I was like, all right, cool. They brought me like 4 bites of food.
It was paired with wine. It was
4
fancy.
bites of food and a half a glass of wine. I'm like, so where's the rest? They go, that was the whole meal. I said, oh, where's the whole meal? Okay.
No, what was the funniest part is when we were at that restaurant too. Do you remember the stool for the bag? And you put your feet on it, and the waitress comes up and she's like, "That's for her purse."
I'm from the hood, man. Like,
you're like,
we don't got stools for bags where I'm from.
No, this.
We got bags full of people's stools, and we running out their house.
It didn't have the prices online, okay? It didn't. But
all
anyways,
right. No. Let me finish the story though. So then I get my 5 bites of food. I'm like, all right, go. Where's the rest? We ain't got no more. Oh, okay, cool. I'll just take the bill so we could go, get some Chick-fil-A on the way home or something, right? And they brought me the bill. I got up. I thought they were joking. I swear to God, I stood up. I said, well, so where's my bill? That might be that gentleman over there's bill. That might be her bill. Where's my bill for my 4 bites of food and my half glass of wine? Sir, that's the whole thing. It's about the experience. If I wanted to experience, I would take my ass to Disneyland.
It was a Michelin star restaurant.
If I wanted an experience, I'd put on my Apple
Okay, to
Vision
be
Pro.
fair, I thought it was gonna be half the price of what it was. Like whenever I was Googling it and stuff, like I thought it was gonna be half the price. So I don't know what happened with that.
If I wanted an experience, I'd go on Love is Blind.
Okay, they're not gonna have you on that show.
That charged me $800 for 4 bites of food and some mediocre ass wine. That's insane.
Hey, at least you showed up on my birthday.
I wish I didn't.
That's not true.
Because that wasn't even
Yeah,
the
no,
gift.
we were both like,
That wasn't even the gift. I think for that year you got that freaking Dior bag
no,
that
that was the year before.
My fault. You got the $5,000 bag. First of all, I'm glad. No wonder this motherfucker didn't show up.
Hey, don't talk about my birthday gift to you. Greece?
Which time?
Greece.
That was the first gift I ever got from you.
That's
You
not
skipped
true.
my birthday the first 2 years.
That's not true. I made a card.
Dang, I'm glad you found the use for the color crayons that you somehow
Hey,
still
my
have at
homemade
the age of
cards-
22.
My homemade cards, are they not the sweetest? I draw on them and I make little pictures and I write a handwritten note. It's really thoughtful.
That's so thoughtful. Just please this year, can you just I got hood taste, so we could go to literally Popeyes and I'll be fine. We don't gotta eat the
You're gonna get the spicy chicken tenders?
Exactly.
The biscuits that are so dry that smack?
Hey, watch your mouth about them biscuits now. First of all, you and your little girlfriends, Madison, whatever the heck your girl you be hanging out with all the time is.
Maddie?
You guys go ahead and enjoy your stool bags that aren't for feet but are by your feet for some reason. And I'm gonna stay at the crib and I'll play COD. And I'll see you when you want to do a party. How about that?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's fine with me. As long as you show up.
Speaking of voice, for all those people out there that don't know, for reference, here's my dating advice towards you guys. If you guys want to take a girl on a date, avoid it when it's her birthday because that's when the expectation is through the roof and you're going to be doing what I just did here. You're spending $800 on dinner. I don't think any of you guys should be spending $800 on a dinner anytime soon. But listen, if you're going to date a girl, it's important to know. I don't know if you're in astrology and all that nonsense.
Astrology is BS.
I agree. I recently met a girl, and she was very, very fond of tarot cards.
Oh God.
I don't know if any of you. My grandma used to tell me stay away from all that voodoo magic and all that stuff.
It's like dark magic.
I remember, I was listening to this girl. She pulled out her crystals. It was like this very awkward situation. She's got rocks all around me and then these
Some salt? If there's salt, I'm worried.
She had holy water and she had a bunch of shit going on here.
It sounds like that wasn't just a tarot card.
Right. And she does this little shuffling thing and she goes, normally you're supposed to pick your own tarot cards. I'm supposed to tell you what it reads. I was like, all right, cool. She's like, no, but we don't do that around here. I was like, why not? Why don't you guys do this around here? She's like, no, I got to do it myself. So she's shuffling these cards and she's shuffling it so fast that one pops out. She goes, that's your card. I'm like,
yeah, that's how it happens.
Okay, whatever. So I take the card. She's like, I'm gonna do 6 of them. I'm like, 6? I thought it was a tarot card reading. A match 3. I want 6. What if I like the first 3 and I don't like the, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. She pulls out these 6 cards, right? She starts explaining it. And she's like, this is a Gemini sign. This is Sagittarius. And your new moon rising. And Team Edward over here is part of Jacob's vampire. I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
What'd she actually say?
She's saying to me that she has an important message and that I need to keep her around to listen to this message. But the only issue is that she doesn't know when the message is going to come. She doesn't know what the message is. And she doesn't know how long it's going to take for her to receive the message. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I just got to keep you around indefinitely. She's like, yeah. I was like, absolutely not. Sorry, I can't do that. I'm a G. I do this. You know what I mean? And so then she got really upset. And she goes, well, then you're going to be cursed. I said, I'm going to be cursed. She goes, yeah, you're going to be cursed.
Okay, listen, I'm gullible, but
Listen, no, I'm gonna finish. She goes, you're gonna be cursed. I said, what am I gonna be cursed with? I was like, I've been cursed by lots of women in my past. I'm pretty sure my ex-girlfriend put a curse on me. She's probably got a pin through a voodoo doll in the back of her closet right now. That bitch is crazy. I'm gonna be cursed. This ain't gonna be the first time, sweetheart. Get in line. There's a list of curses waiting. I grabbed that holy water, sprayed it on her ass, and walked out. That's what happened.
Oh, so you didn't listen?
No, I didn't listen to that bullshit.
You didn't record it?
Huh?
You didn't record it or anything?
Oh, it's recorded.
Oh.
You'll see it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was talking about this last week. When I went home early, I was home at 11 p.m. You're like, damn, you're home early. I said, yeah.
Oh, so that's why.
Yeah,
you were trying to do some tarot card reading.
I was like, I ain't getting cursed. I ain't getting cursed. Like
That's interesting.
Like if I was cursed, I'd be struck with lightning by now. I've been told to play in traffic, take some toaster baths.
Play in traffic.
Insane. Insane. Maybe that's why I don't have any kids. Maybe they curse my my semen. I don't know.
Well, maybe it's a good thing that you don't have any.
Listen, regardless of the fact, is my point being, this goes back to when I tell fellas, don't date girls around their birthdays because girls have high expectations. And then you run into astrology bitches that try to put curses on you.
Co-star who? The astrology
like tarot card bitches that think that the universe is trying to talk to them.
No, I mean, you're right about that, though. Birthdays, girls have, like, extra high expectations, so if you bring them out on their birthday, that's just...
This bitch went and bought a deck of cards and thought it could tell the future. Like, I've seen it all.
Oh, my goodness, Chase. Some people think they have the gift, okay? Let them just be deluded.
Yeah, they got the gift that's going to get them locked in a psych ward. Like, these glorified coloring books ain't telling you the future, bitch. Like, I'll have the universe tell me.
So I'm guessing you don't believe in tarot cards or palm reading.
Hey, look, your palm says, give me your mother's maiden name, social security card, and your bank account details. How about that? The universe is saying that I'm ready to receive a gift, and that gift is every dollar you have in your account. That's what I would do.
Oh, that's so nice.
100%.
Oh my goodness.
Tarot card bitches.
That sounds like a great little story you got going.
It's insane. I've seen it all now. Recently I've been dealing with this other girl. She's been winding me up. She tells me she can suck dick in 50 languages. I swear.
I don't want to hear about that.
No, I gotta tell you this one too. This girl has been driving me up a wall. In fact, obviously, we bring our trophies that we get from Unruly, #1 marketing agency, OnlyFans agency. We bring these trophies when you hit like milestone. I set this milestone on the counter, right? I go talk to my manager, pick up some boxes, I go back, and this crystal's missing. And I'm like, did the tarot card bitch steal my crystal?
No, it's the same one.
No, different one. This is a different one. Same house, different rich. Right? I tried my luck and did 2 different hats, and both of them, one was crazy, one sucks dick in 50 languages. Like, I don't know. Anyways, my crystal's missing, right? So I'm looking around for my crystal. I'm like, anybody see my crystal? I found it in a closet upstairs. And my initial thought is like, I wonder if the tarot card girl took it because, you know, it's a rock and it could probably read the future for her. I don't know. Come to find out that the girl that sucks dick took it to get a rise out of me because apparently I slut-shamed her by telling her that I made more money on OnlyFans without having to lay on my back. She didn't like that comment very much, so she thought that it was in her best interest to take my trophy and hide it from me. And I had to, you know, I'm not somebody that's gonna get in a girl's face and start screaming at her necessarily, really? But her boyfriend, he was free game. So I got into it a little bit with her boyfriend. I let him know, like, you know.
I'm surprised you didn't yell at her.
You know, listen, we ain't canceling me today. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, I've already been a curse put on me at this point, and I've already listened to this girl tell me how she can suck dick in every language, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out what that even means. And so, when I questioned how that is even possible, her response is to take my things and go and hide it. And it's all fun and games till you take my things. Because now it's a personal thing. And I couldn't yell at her. I was yelling at the boyfriend. I ended up leaving early again, which is why I came back.
You called me mad.
Oh, I was heated.
You were so heated. You were like, I'm so done with this BS. I'm packing. And I hear you like packing your stuff.
So I'm on the phone, and they're trying to stop. Like, you can't leave.
And I hear the girls in the background, why are you trying to leave?
Like, you always, they bought a whiteboard. They bought a whiteboard and they put it in the house. And they wrote on the whiteboard, how many times has Chase quit the show? I think I'm at like 4 or 5 at this point.
Oh my goodness.
4 or 5 at this point. That's why I wrote on there, how many times has such and such sucked dick? And then I put just like an infinity mark next to like all these tallies until the board.
This is what an infinity mark is.
No, I did. I'm saying I put the tallies and then I put ... infinity sign because, you know, that girl is the reason like, that's the best. When I talk about how I hope I'm cursed and I can't have kids, she makes me not want to have a daughter, 100%. I got a tarot card girl and then the girl that sucks dick. Like, I'm good.
It just sounds like a very interesting household.
I'm having a mental breakdown.
Oh, I know you are.
I sort of got
You're like, I'm losing it. You know the TikTok sound like, I'm hanging on by a thread.
Like, the thread is being generous. I had Paul Bamba, one of the craziest people I ever met. Paul's trying to calm me down. He's like, don't come out your face. Like, you've been in worse, don't come out your face for this girl. I'm sitting there thinking in my head, I was like, if Paul Bamba is giving me advice on how to calm down, we're in some deep shit.
I've met Paul many times. Yeah.
We're in some deep shit.
Do you need therapy? I can look up Better Health online or like.
This is not an ad. We're not calling Better Health.
I'm kidding. We can look up best psychiatrists, therapists.
Better Health is insane.
Get you some help that you need.
No, but okay. But anyways, going back to the dating stories. Back to the dating stories. Do you want to tell a dating story? Or you want me to tell a dating story? I've told like 3, and I'm like.
I have some interesting ones. I mean, one time I went on a date. This is actually on my YouTube channel. I went on a date with a guy, and I was like ready for dinner, whatever, ready to get some steak, some food, and I show up, and his parents are there.
You brought the parents to the date.
Brought the parents, and I'm like, a little bit of a heads up would have been nice. But what's even funnier about that is my roommate at the time was there. Just so happened to be at the restaurant. Like, not even like coincidence, not on purpose, total coincidence. And she's there dying. Like, she's far enough away that I can see her, but their backs are towards her. And she's just taking Snapchat videos. I'm like, oh my God, you have to be kidding me. Talk about awkward. Yeah.
You know, when I was in my younger days,
In your younger days.
I used to do this thing where it's like I would never go on the date by myself. I would always bring my friends because that way I feel like at least I outnumber them. Like if I'm gonna feel awkward, at least I got like the boys behind me. It's like you're probably way more awkward because it's like it's you versus like 8 of us, and 8 of us.
That sounds terrible. Why would you put girls in that situation?
Because I ain't never getting caught lacking. Y'all ain't getting me. I'm not gonna get got. All right. I'm not gonna get got.
Okay.
And like, here's the craziest thing. You know, I was going through. Right. I'll tell you about the worst date I ever been on. Worst date I ever been on. I met this girl online. Right? She was like, I don't know, like Middle Eastern, something like that. Some type of. She had like a couple things going on with that, and that was fine. Like, she had like, when I say that, I mean so like, she had like a set bedtime. She had like, the whole family thing going on. They do like special things, and like I was like, cool, I understand. She lived like 8 hours away from me. I was like, all right, cool, like 8 hours away, like, it's not that big of a drive at the time I was in college.
Who the heck would drive 8 hours for a date? You're lying.
Listen. When she's
she
pretty,
drove 8 hours when you were in college.
When she's pretty, a lot of things happen here, right? So anyways, this is like right after college. This is not in college. I was like, fresh graduated.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I was on the too out the hand of money at this point. You know what I mean? Like big spender, right? So I was like, 8 hours is kind of deep. Let me just book you a flight to come see me, right? I'm gonna throw you on Spirit Airlines.
You're lying.
When I say that I didn't get a response back, I booked it. She thought I was joking. She said, LOL. I was like, pick your flight. Send it to her. Boom.
She said, I need first class.
She said, she booking all the shit. I feel like I was being trolled at this point because, she booked the club at the airport. She booked her first class seat. It's only $75. It go crazy. It's extra $75. You can sit in the big, nice seat, whatever. I'll see you in a couple hours. You're only 8 hours away. The day of the flight came. I'm calling them like, yo, you get on the flight. This girl ghosted me. Never heard from her again, right? Never heard from her again. So she sends me just like a location. She's like, I'm right here at this location. Can you come pick me up? I'm sitting there going like, that's really weird. Like, why would you not tell me when you landed and how are you at this random ass location, right? So I get in my little Tesla, drive over to this location. I pull up. I'm looking for her. I don't see her. Phone rings. I pick it up. I'm like, yo, I'm at this location you sent me and you're not here. You sent me, this is a hospital. I'm at a hospital right now. She goes, yeah, I sent you there to get your head checked because you were crazy if you think I was getting on this Spirit Airlines flight. And I go, you joking, right? Hang up the phone, right? I call my friend. I was like, yo, bro, I booked this girl a flight. She didn't get on it. She sent me to a hospital. What am I supposed to do? My friends all start hysterically laughing at the other end of the line.
Oh, I would be too.
And they go, first of all, you dumbass. Anytime you fly a girl out, make her pay for her own shit and then reimburse her. And I was like,
that's a conversation that you had with your friends?
Yeah.
Your friends told you?
Yeah, they say if you're going to fly a girl out.
You're going to ask your friends for advice. The ones that are so good at dating advice. How many of them have girlfriends? How many have cheated on their girlfriends or not?
Not a single one of them.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But listen. I was like, that's brilliant. If I make them book their own thing and they don't get on it, I'm not liable for that. Instead, I'm now out a freaking However many, it was Spirit Airlines, but like however many money that Spirit Airlines flight was.
$100.
That's insane. That's insane. That's what happens when, see, those $800 dinners are going to your head now. You see that?
No, I just know that I book a lot of flights for myself. And Spirit versus, even American.
Kev, every other week you getting offered to get flown out. I don't know what you talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Let me fly you out. For what? What you flying out for, bro? Yeah, like.
And yet I'm still here.
Please fly her out.
No,
Fly,
I'm not.
one way
I am
flight.
not
One way.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so another dating story that I have. This isn't even mine. This is my roommate's. So this is back in college, the good old days. She's on a date with this guy. This is like their second date or so. And she's excited. She's like, okay, like maybe I do like this guy. Like I'm gonna give him a chance. She had just decided like, okay, he doesn't seem like a total like dickwad or whatever. Like he seems like there's some personality. Well, because in college you know how it is. Those business major guys. It's always the business majors. He was in like Fiji or something, so you know like how they are, how the personality is. She goes to the restaurant with him. And he steps away and goes to the bathroom, and she notices his phone just is buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. She's like, okay, I'm not gonna look at it. Like, this is his own thing. Well, his phone doesn't like stop ringing. And he comes back, whatever, he just flips over his phone. And then he says he needs to get up and grab the bill from the waiter. Mm-hmm. Phone is buzzing again. Like this entire time, the phone has not stopped buzzing. So at this point in time, the phone's flipped over. She sees the contact. So she doesn't even like go for searching. She just sees the phone lit up. Guess what the contact is, Chase? Baby with a heart. Yeah. And so she doesn't know who this girl is. She doesn't recognize the girl. Its name is Baby.
How old are these people?
We were like 22 at the time when this happened. So like old enough to be like, come on, buddy, where's it at? And so she couldn't figure out who the girlfriend was. She couldn't figure out anything because he didn't have any pictures of her on socials. She was like going through his following list. Like, I can't figure out any girl who's posted with, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, he literally was just out there being a little bit wild as this girl's blowing up his phone. Yeah.
I gotta teach bro about the D&D button.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Rookie mistakes, Bo.
Yeah.
Rookie mistakes.
But yeah, that happened. And it was in the middle of like a McSalty's, which was like a local restaurant.
All right, so Gab, so you got something for us in the DMs today.
I do, but it's a little bit different this time because it's based on this 50-part TikTok. If you've been scrolling on TikTok
50
lately,
parts.
I know. It's this lady talking about, I don't even know who I married because, wait, I'm just going to give you the
She
briefest.
had 50 reasons why she didn't marry this man?
I'm going to give you the briefest summary
Holy
ever.
Shit.
So it's 50 parts. I watched every single part.
I don't even know 50 things about
No, it took me forever to watch it. Like I was sitting there like an hour scrolling.
You watched all 50 parts?
Because I was curious. This lady was an amazing.
And you're giving me shit for watching every episode of Game of Thrones. You watched Game of Thrones of Marriage.
I've watched it. I've watched Game of Thrones too.
Go ahead.
Okay, anyways, this lady, 10 out of 10 storyteller. She's making bank on TikTok. So pretty much she marries this guy. It's right before COVID. Then whenever they get married, he ends up having to move in with her because COVID, he lost his job, whatever. But he ends up getting a new job after COVID. She gets pregnant, has a miscarriage, so she doesn't have the baby. This entire time she's telling him, oh, I work at a condiment manufacturing place, like pretty much grocery store condiments. I'm really high up. I'm a VP. I drive a BMW. She's seen the car. She's seen all of it. She's like, okay, that makes sense. He leaves for work every morning at like 6 a.m., gets back at 4:30. Like there's a set schedule. Everything's making sense. Well, first up, he starts not following through with things. Like one thing was, oh, she wanted a new car. Well, he could never show proof of funds for this car. And he's like, oh, it's this reason or that reason. And then in between, he would kind of be able to get out of it by surprising her with other little things. So not everything was terrible, but things started not adding up. Like he printed out an itinerary to her dream vacation was one of the things. Another time they were trying to buy a house together because then they got married. So this is like a year later. They get married. She finds out he had an ex-wife in California and they had a daughter. Apparently the daughter, something happened to her and he's like, I need $2,000 for her. And of course, the wife being the amazing person she was like, okay, here's $2,000. Like, we had it saved up. It's okay. Well, she doesn't really hear anything about it. She's like, okay, they're trying to buy a house now since they're married. The realtor, things aren't adding up. They go through 3 different realtors because one thing fell through with the first one. Second one, something fell through. The third time they find a realtor, the realtor's like, listen, this guy's not showing proof of funds, but if you want to buy this house on your own, you totally can. Like, go for it. So she ends up buying this house by herself, and the guy's still living with her. She ends up kicking him out because he ends up being crazy, lying to her, lied about his entire life. She finds out the entire life he was living was his twin brother. Yeah. And that the wife and the daughter or whatever, the child that they had together, wasn't even in California. They were in Georgia. And so she reaches out to the wife and finds out everything that he told her was a lie. Even the social security number on their marriage license versus the one that he gave her to whenever they were looking at houses didn't match up. And so he lied about everything. He had a criminal record. He got kicked out, like completely kicked out. And then one day he tries to show up at her work. Like, it was just a shit show. And this is a 50-part series. You can listen to the whole thing, but that's just like the summary.
So okay. Wow. It's a lot to unpack there in the DMs.
Yeah.
So my advice would be
get a restraining order and never see this man again.
Maybe just don't marry people during COVID.
Yeah, but he lied to her just about everything.
Men lie, women lie, but that, like...
Because it was his brother that actually lived the entire life, pretty much, that he was telling his wife.
Twin brother's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is like a 100% authentic story.
Yeah, that's why you don't hang out with twins. Well, I could have told him that.
Don't hang out with twins?
Yeah.
They could be fraternal.
Even worse.
Oh my gosh. Shush. But yeah, that's all that I have for in the DMs because it was kind of like a long story.
That's a really long story. You guys go check that out. Gab's going to put the link in the description.
Yes.
As always, thank you guys for tuning in to the #1 podcast in the world. I'm your host, Chase Demore.
And Gabrielle Moses.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Chase
Bye.
out. Peace.